talk about my frustrations with collision repair. I've been doing it for 2.5 years. I did a year program. I got my tools half off through the school. I got my school paid for because I'm a veteran. And I started out an apprenticeship right away, so I had a pretty good start. I'm on my third job. The first two were a nightmare. I really like this place. I am now working as a flat rate repair tech, so I am doing everything except painting the car. I make $20 an hour, which out of everybody I still talk to from school, which is maybe 6 people out of 8, because there's not a lot of people doing it anymore. I make $20 an hour, and I make the second highest out of all of us. 2.5 years in, and the most any of us make is $23 an hour. This is a very highly skilled industry. There's a demand for perfection. You need to restore every car to pre-accident condition. And pre-accident condition is usually a robot painted it and welded it together. There are several safety concerns, not just for me, but for the car. You have to put the correct amount of spot welds on every roof skin in the correct place at the correct voltage. There are safety concerns for me because I'm breathing in body filler dust every day and playing around in harsh chemicals. No matter how many gloves you wear, you're always going to get some lacquer thinner on your arms or something. It's kind of unavoidable. I can't wear a mask 8 hours a day. I work in a building with 4 other guys doing body work. So even if I'm not sanding body filler, somebody is. It's hard on your body. You're up and down 100 times a day. I'm crawling around, taking bumpers off of cars, welding fumes, isocyanates, etc. So it's not good for you. There's a high demand for perfection in every single job you do, which I like. Yet, the way to make good money is by being a flat rate technician, like I am now. At $20 an hour, I get paid commission. So if I produce 50 hours of work in 40 hours, I get paid for 50 hours of work. 50 hours at $20 an hour. That's 10 hours of work if I work really fast. So there is a push for fast work, which does not breed good work. Even still, I've really tried to do good work. I'm finally starting to kind of get a groove. Yet, if one thing goes wrong, I get paid 70 hours, and I worked 80, 90. If you have to redo work, you're doing it for free. There's no stability in it because you never know how many hours you're going to produce. Maybe you get a car that insurance just doesn't want to pay what you need. Maybe one paycheck you get some really easy jobs. Maybe there's an old guy who only does bumper jobs and takes all of the easy ones, so taking all the gravy. So you're just stuck doing quarter panels, which is happening in my shop. I really like my shop. My boss is really cool. The estimators are a pain in the ass. Every single job I do is a fight with the estimators, and is a fight with the insurance, and is a fight with the painters. every single pay period that I go in and flag my hours, I'm minimum getting 10 hours added to my ticket that they were supposed to add that they didn't. So if I take a hood off and it's not on the work order, even though it needed to be taken off, and I don't catch it, I'm just doing free work because the estimators didn't care enough to do it. The estimators give you a work order and they want you to do it, and they don't want to do a supplement. They don't want to talk to insurance again because insurance sucks. 90% of my work is insurance work. So pretty much the entire industry is dominated by insurance companies. People don't go into body shops anymore getting stuff done because it's too expensive. They only do it if they're getting it done through a claim. So I don't know if it's worth it. This was my first year's flat rate. I beat my hours almost every week. I had some really good weeks. Yet I'm coming out with $45,000 this year, which is not a lot. My minimum payments just for bills, for car insurance, and for rent on a good month is probably $1,100. It's not a lot of margin. And I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get to that 70,000 to where I, median household 60, maybe 56. How long is it going to take me to beat the median household income to where I could support a family? I don't know. Everybody had a different experience learning, so it's hard to gauge. The old guys who learned 30 years ago had a different environment that they were working in. They didn't have time, they didn't have 0.2 of an hour for fine lining on a bumper for paint prep. They just painted the bumper and got paid an amount. I'm not saying they made more, but it was different. They have a biased opinion on how long it takes to make good money. And times are hard. How long is it going to take me to make enough to support a family? I'm proposing this weekend. How long is it going to take before I can tell my fiance that I can support both of us if something happened to her? I just don't know. In this highly skilled, labor-intensive field that's bad for you, I feel like I'm worth more than $20 an hour. Yet, when you bring this up to your boss, they will tell you, well, you need to just churn more hours. Work more. Work 12 hours a day. Just produce faster. That's all you got to do. It's on you. And I like that in a way. I like that if I get good at what I do, I can make more hours. I like that I have some responsibility. I like working with tools. And I like being proud of my work. Yet when after 2.5 years I'm at $45,000 and I'm beating my times, and I could go work at John Deere tomorrow and make an extra $15,000 starting, it's tempting. To make $70,000, you would have to produce 70 hours a week at my pay, which is a lot. It's almost 200% production, which there's only one person in my shop doing that, and he's been there for 40 years. He's been at the same shop for 40 years, and his hourly rate is $25 an hour. That's insane. He produces 100 hours a week, so he makes, I don't know, $100,000. 40 years for 100 hours a week, $40,000. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't see him as a valued employee. I see him being taken advantage of by the industry. It's not my boss's fault that things are set up this way, but he's perpetuating it. He inherited a body shop, a successful one, so he doesn't necessarily have the experience I've had growing up poor. I love my parents, but they couldn't help me with college. They couldn't buy me a car. Been on my own. And I just wonder when it's going to get better. I wonder when my financial insecurities are going to feel better. I just don't know when it's going to happen with this. Maybe by the time I have a fucking breathing machine at night, I'll be able to support my girlfriend, when she gets too sick to work. But who knows? So, in summary, I hate the pay system of the entire industry. I hate taking on so much risk as an employee, redoing work, which, partially would be on me, but I don't think I should be working for free. I hate fighting with my estimators and painters every single day for just getting paid what I'm supposed to. And I hate the uncertainty of every single week. Every single week is anxiety. And I hate that I seem to be so not valued in what I do. It just doesn't, the numbers don't line up.